Okay. Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz to the channel. My name is Martin Dogger, and these are the winners to my hashtag Stay at Home contest, where you had to drive one of the lesser played Tier 8 premium tanks, the old and the weak in Tier 8, being the T28, the SU-101, the KV-4, and the Indian Panzer. And I think actually the VK as well, 45 out away. But yeah, I mostly got replays for the Indian Panzer. Quite a few KV-4, some of them as well. T28 was the least played even in this competition, and the SU-101 wasn't that much of a fan favorite either. But quite a few good replays in the Indian Panzer and the Centurion 1, and I was pleasantly surprised to see all that, because these replays show that these two tanks, the Indian Panzer and the Centurion Mk1, they can perform. Mind you, most of the replays that were sent to me were also with these tanks as top tier, so that shows a little bit on how much they sometimes struggle as a bottom tier tank. But this is actually the number one in the competition, Arnold's one from the LGDV clan. And as you can see, he finds himself driving his Indian Panzer at dead rail. And he's using the gun depression of the tank and the, well, trollish frontal armor to really hurt the enemy. He's lucky because he is exposed over here, and yeah, there it is. Hello, that's an SB1C trying to shoot through the front. He is slightly exposed, but luckily there are no real tanks pushing on towards the middle that have shots on him, because there's an IS-3, more of him later, in the western part of the map that's pushing, and the Reds on the other side are just basically preoccupied with the heavies. And Arnold's one is the winner of the contest. So let me first summarize everybody who sent in a replay and has won a little bit in terms of tanks and or premium days. We have Arnold's one in the Indian Panzer, wins the Tier 8 Tech 3 premium tank. Mindaugas 2014 in Centurion, he will be later in the video as well, wins a Tier 8 premium Tech 3 tank. We have Brown Squirrel, who featured in the intro in the KV-4. Spot number 3 wins a Tier 8 Tech 3 premium tank. I sent you a note, mate, an email. You have to tell me what tank you would want to get. And I have to apologize to Navy Valve as well, because I missed the replay that Brown Squirrel sent me. So Navy didn't get a Tech 3 premium tank, he gets 1 month premium. I sent him a note already in the email apologizing for that, but gotta do it here on the channel as well. Sorry buddy, you played the Indian Panzer, played a really good game, 1260 base XP, you get 1 month of premium time. And then we have Arachnid, Arachnid in the KV form. He will be in the video later as well. Gets 2 weeks of premium time, P36C in the Centurion, 2 weeks of premium time, and Mutatu in the KV4, also 2 weeks of premium time. That said, it is now here Arnold's one realizing that he is now indeed a 1 versus 2, and he gets a good HE roll onto the Borsig and then gonna shoot again, and he's going to hit the gun. Oh, that's annoying, because he says WTF, he hit the front of that really long barreled Rheinmetall Borsig Waffenträger gun, and yeah, that means that the gun absorbs the HE splash of the Indian Panzer, which of course is a good tank. I think it has a 90mm gun. Gun is red with HE, says Modern Lancer in the Rheinmetall Borsig. Ha ha ha! Yeah mate, your gun is red with HE. But Arnold's was shooting with HE, and you might think, well, why doesn't it do splash damage then? Well, this is a 90 mil gun. Or as the tech tree has it, a 9 centimeter, which means that the splash damage, the splash radius isn't as big as, say, a big howitzer, the SU-152 or the BL-10. That probably would have killed the Borsig, but shooting HE at the back here, at the drive wheel, no problem, there we go. Yeah, gun is red with HE. Well, drive wheel is not. Ta-ta, taken care of, and then just wheel a little bit. And I was thinking Arnold is going to type a little bit in chat, but he's just chilling here, counting to 10. See that? Looking around. He was spotted. So the target knows where he is. And he's simply waiting there in a hold down position with a little bit of a ridge to his left and a dead tank to his right, so he could go hold down. And he went unspotted. And that means that the tiger does not know where he is. Oh, there he is. Hello, hello. And why this ribbon is only popping up now, I have no clue, but yeah, he is up to 3,595 damage, 3,794 damage, bounces a shot from the Tiger 2, because the turret on the Indian is troll. On paper, it doesn't seem that good, but it's like a pin. It's a pin-shaped turret. It has a trollish gun mantlet. It has a really small profile if you only pop out with the top of the turret. It doesn't have a really large cupola, and the front of the hull is quite rounded and trollish as well. So it is a tank that can do well. It's just that I've said it before in a video, and I have no idea which one it was, but it leads up towards the Leopard, and you can drive the SP1C and then the RU251 and then go towards the Leopard, or go through the pain of the VK30 OTD and then the Indian Panzer. And people don't often play the Indian Panzer. But all of the people who sent me videos on this one, and that includes Arnold's, and it includes Navy Valve, and it includes Borboleta, all the people who sent me videos said, well, I don't understand why this tank has such a bad reputation. It's really, really good. And same could be said for this one, driven by Mindogas _2014 in the Centurion Mk1. This tank has quite a bad reputation in World of Tanks Blitz 2. And that might stem from the fact that earlier it used to see tier 10, because it's obviously a tier 8 medium tank. And it used to see tier 10 in the +2, -2 matchmaking. And if you're seeing tier 10 with this gun, with this tank, with this large profile, it's a really, really big tank. And you can see that Chrysler K has god-awful gun handling and shitty penetration, but quite good armor, at least on the front. That one shot at Mindogas. He bounced a shot at 310, and he's done 177 damage. This gun is all about hitting, 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 hitting. It's like death in 19 cuts. It's not even 7 cuts. It's just, you have to keep pounding the enemy to kill them. And that's not how you play a bulldog, play an underscore number thingy. That's not how you do it. It doesn't quite work. And you can see that Mindogas has been shooting a little bit, and he's blocked 1 shot of damage, and he's done 366 himself. But to get that amount of damage into red tanks, he has to expose himself twice. And you can see he's getting shot here by that M6A2E1, and luckily he lands a return shot as well, so that means 2 for 1, get shot once yourself, land in 2 shots on towards the enemy. But that trade-off, that's what you have to do in the Centurion Mk1. That's the main problem of that. Luckily he bounces this shot and gets a quote-unquote high roll on the tank, because the alpha for this gun is only 190 per shot. And the reload is good, you have a good rate of fire, you have an accurate gun, you have a fast firing gun, the penetration values aren't that bad. If you're looking at the tier 8 medium tanks with your AP rounds, you get 226, using calibrated shells it goes to 237, and AP shell will get you to 271, which then is again middle of the pack, but on AP, quite a good gun, quite a good gun. And that's for the better. Because if you would cut into your APCR, then you're looking at 271 in terms of penetration with calibrated shells, but only 160 damage. And 160 damage, that's Yeah, that's mad. That's you know, that's what it is. It's just sucks. You have to play this tank in from height. You have a high ground. You have to go hull down because your turret is good. But look at the damage that he's done. He has been firing, I'd say nearly constantly firing, and he isn't even over 3k in terms of damage. Luckily he's only taken one shot and bounced two, but it's a tank that it takes forever to take the enemy out, just completely forever. And if there's I don't know, one of those big Japanese tank destroyers sitting at the back, the Russian ones were with their big guns. The Arc Panthers, for example, they have good armor. They can do 310. And look at that. That's 159. There we go. Yes, he spotted again the Cheeto. Shoot him once more. Yes, 159. Low roll because he's shooting APCR at this distance. That's really troll armor. And then he tracks the Cheeto in place. Let's try again. Yes, thank you very much. Oh, that's 148. Can we kill him now with APCR? High roll. No, we bounce yet another shot. It takes forever. Like ages to kill a tank. Yes, come on. Yes, finally it has happened to me right in front of my face, and my Phoenix can't describe it. We've killed a tank. We're on 4 tanks. You can see that he's done 3,760 damage. But yeah, if you're driving bigger tanks, I mean, even then you would have to hit 10 shots. But for this amount of damage, you need about 20 penetrating shots. If you were driving a, I don't know, if you're driving a T-44 or any tier 10 tank with 310 or 350 alpha on your regular rounds, 20 penetrating shots would be monster damage. So 3,700 doesn't seem a lot, but for the Kurian Mk1 it's really quite high. But Mindaugas isn't done yet. He's gonna roll around here. That SU-152 is gonna stay on the ridge. Well, why not? There were 2 tanks spotted. Why not stay? I mean, just... why wouldn't you? Getting shot up the ass, there we go. Lovely, 176 up the ass. Over 4k damage. And now all he has to do is go there, go in. Come on, mate, go. Come on, get 5 kills. Come on, drive, yes. Keep driving. There's the negative. The ISC is still a bit scary, yes. The ISC is scared, yes. Roll around, Russian bias. On the tracks, ISC misses. I was watching this game for the first time, and I nearly spilled my coffee watching that. And he got tracked and missed a shot. I was thinking, oh god, it's a bit of a heartbreak when you've done that amount of damage, and then the IS-3 comes rolling in and nicks the kill from you, denying you to get a red rewarded. Russian bias was kicking in, the blunderbuss gun. And that meant that the I-3 missed a shot, and Mindaugas gets 5 kills and a well-deserved ace in the Kurian Mk1. Let's then have a look at Arachnid from the EQY clan in the KV4. And he finds himself on a Castilla as well, as you can see. And he's going to this little spot because everybody wants to contest the hill. And this is a bit of a strange game, and it's a strange game for a variety of reasons. Number one, Arachnid is using a KV4 in a ratings battle. It's not the type of tank that comes to mind when you're in a ratings battle, but he might be grinding for the ST1 and then eventually the IS4, so in that regard I can understand him wanting to play the KV4. Second, basically all the fighting up until, say, halfway through the game is going to take place on this part of the map. It's both teams pretty much boxed into a quarter of the map, because everybody wants to contest the hill over here at the mill area, and they're not going towards the Castilla, towards the church area, which is what normally happens. There is tanks over here. And yes, it is important to have some form of control over here on this hill area, but there's no real need to push 3 or 4 tanks on towards the hill and then stop. I mean, you have to cross open ground. You're completely exposed to any sniper tanks that are on top of the Castilla. And if you are exposed, and then you stall, and then you start thinking, oh god, I'm really exposed here, I'm getting shot from the other side, like this Mutz is doing now to the IS-3 Defender. If you're exposed like that, then there's only one thing you can do, and that's exactly what Arachnid is doing together with the IS-6. You have to push, you have to keep pushing forward, you have to cross that open ground and get into cover. And believe me, there's a lot of open ground you have to cross over here in the front of Castilla. This IS-5 is in the wrong position. Now he's getting killed by the T-28 Defender, as you can see. It is now a 4 versus 2. And then you might start thinking, well, it's a 4 versus 2. They've got this in the bag. Well, let's think again. Let's think again. Because the SP-1C, what super. The SP-1C is a light tank. He's against 2 enemies, 2 remaining enemies, and he decides to go scouting. But what he's doing is, well, let's say it's not the best scouting job ever. It is... it's somewhat useful, but what he's doing, he's abandoning his 2 remaining heavy tanks against a full health Type 62, as you can see, and a now unspotted Panzer 58 Mutz, but that one hasn't been seen before, so that's one that one is pretty healthy too, and that's going to lead to it has led to the demise, to the death of the SP-1C, who has gone to meet its creator, pushing up the daisies now. Arachnid, together with the IS-6, is going to do the right thing. There's no way they will be able to chase a Panzer 58 and a Type 62. There's only one thing you can do then is go into the cap. I mean, a KV-4 is not a tank at all to chase. It's slow, it's a big lumbering target, it has got armor, it has a gun, it has tracks, but yeah, this guy, the Type 62, or was it the Mutz? I'm not sure actually, it might have been the Type 62. They managed to reset the cap with HE, which was a good move, just reset that cap. But the 58 overcommitted, he would have been better off sitting on the other side of the houses towards his left. Then he could have dropped down into the river. Now he's given Arachnid a bit of time to roll in towards him, and he has to cross a lot of open ground as well. And Arachnid has the armor to bounce the shots, which he's going to do. He's going to wiggle around. The KV-4, if you're looking straight on towards it, you might be thinking, well, there's a lot of weak spots, it's a weak lower plate, etc. Yes, it is. But the armor is thick. And once you start wiggling and moving, you have those very long tracks, and then you can bounce shots. And the IS-6 is still trying to capture the base, and I don't understand why he's doing that. It was a good thing at the beginning, but they have found the 2 tanks now, and the IS-6 is still trying not to get shot, not to get the base reset by the Type 62 or by the Panzer 58. But the 62 was blocked in. He was down below in the gully, and now the base has been reset. He's getting shot at the ass by the 58. And now they are in a world of trouble. There's 1 minute and 30 seconds left. And the IS-6 clears the 58 now. Can they kill the Type 62? Yes, get over here. Reload! Gun! Reload! Reload! Annoying! Annoying! That's it, sneaky little bugger. And Arachnid now is going to make a bad move, because he's going to try and chase his Type 62. And this river area has a little bit of a bend in it, which means that if you drive around it, if you keep driving, then eventually tanks can disappear. And he's trying desperately to, and he hopes that there's a tank around the corner. But the Type 62 is already gone. He probably went alongside the riverbed, maybe up towards the Castilla, or he went right over here, pausing the wreck of the SP-1C and then into Green Spawn and up towards the mill again. He's gone. He is nowhere to be seen. And if Arachnid had gone towards the cap, they may have had a chance to win this game. But as you can see, the cap has gone to 50. They would have won it by now if the Type 62 wouldn't have had the chance to reset it again. That would have been the only way to win this game. Yeah, GG. It was a good game, from both technical perspective from Arachnid, slightly from the IS-6, and especially from you from the Mutz and the Type 62, but Mastery, high caliber, steel wall, but a draw because of the end of the battle time. And how did I figure out how many XP Arachnid had? Well, it shows right over here in the XP stat where it says combat XP 1236. And that's it for today for the winners of the stay-at-home contest. Thank you very much for watching. Bit of a lengthy video, but I hope you've enjoyed it. Cheers! Happy tanking!